My phone's acting weird. Test 1 2 1 2.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be getting underway here momentarily. You're going to see these fancy heifers coming in on the south side of the arena as they will be coming in the first group of 10, then the next group of 10. Our judges tonight will be pulling 5 from each group, and then those will be coming back. We'd like to introduce you. Chisholm and his wife, Hannah, reside in western Kansas near his family operation, Gun Beef Genetics, where their family currently runs 400 head of registered Balancer, Galvez, Sim Angus, and Red Angus cows. They just surpassed their 32nd annual production sale, which is the last Wednesday in February. He attended Hutchinson Community College for 2 years, competing on the livestock judging team, and then transferred to Kansas State University, where he recently ended his judging career. Now, their team was lucky enough to have multiple winnings, including the High Team San Antonio, High Team American Royal, and lastly, national champions at Louisville. So congratulations on that one. Some individual awards. Chisholm is awarded his high individual in the hog division at Louisville, second in the cattle division, and 6th high individual overall. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome Chisholm and his wife, Hannah, to the show ring. They decided they liked the north side better than the south side. It's kind of like I was going to say that 1970s, 80s movie, The Outsiders.
You know, I think they felt like they had more room over there on the north side. And, you know, Susan, thanks for joining us back here at the Classic. The KRVN has been a sponsor all 32 years of the Classic. Very honored you volunteer your time to help announce from the table here. And you're just getting started on all this junior activities.
You bet. It is going to be a fun, packed weekend. I think watching the juniors is probably one of my favorite parts of the Classic, is seeing the excitement as they come in with some of these animals who don't want to walk or want to walk and run at the same time. So beautiful heifers that are coming in our first group of 10.
Want to remind all the parents, the heifers are marked by the lot number on their ear tag. And don't worry, we'll get them parked in here later and you can come in. And it's an easier way to see the heifers. You know, the stalls are kind of crowded around back. So we're bringing in the first group of 10. Our judges are going to select 5 out of this group, and then they'll bring in the next group. We'll select 5 and kind of have a final drive of our top 10.
And if you want to follow along, if you're looking for more information, especially with a sale coming up later this evening, grab that catalog. Everything starts on page 200. So go to page 200. You'll start to see information about these fancy heifers.
We got some scholarship presentations to make here a little later in front of the auction block. And the Classic Scholarship Program is truly more than just the show ring. Granted, buying a steer or heifer at the Classic gets you involved in the scholarship program, but it's much more than just showing your heifers or your steers. It's being a part of a networking program. You get to be on educational tours we do throughout the year, which, Susan, you heard a lot of kids talking. You know, we went to Ward Laboratories, we went to Farm Credit Services, went to Butler Ag, and we had tons of fun with the kids.
And the things that they remember, those little nuggets that they shared during the fall edition, were and the fact that Ward Laboratories, those kids were excited about the alfalfa, the soil testing, and it's things that they're going to hold on to their entire career and look back on when they become farmers and ranchers out there.
Absolutely. And the other neat thing is Saturday night, we will have a class for just the kids that buy heifers at the Classic. It can be these heifers or heifers we sold yesterday. And you notice these cool show boxes over there? We will be presenting the show box to the top Classic heifer, plus every single boy or girl that comes out for that class, they're going to receive a prize.
That is awesome. It's a beautiful, beautiful show box.
And then more importantly, keep in mind the cash rewards. And that isn't just for a senior in high school. If you guys have young boys and girls that are 8 all the way to the end of their 4-H career, get involved, and they're broke out into junior division, intermediate division, senior division. And the Classic gives out nearly $15,000 in cash and awards.
Well, I'm really glad you brought up the age of that, because a lot of folks think, you and I were talking about this on the radio this morning, if they think scholarship, they think those high school juniors and seniors or those in college. And you've got 8 and 9-year-olds who are showing up and competing in this who could get some great scholarships.
It is, and it's not only, like I say, just the winter edition. We've got our pop-up show. There's a special class at the pop-up show, and then there will be another special class at the fall edition in November.
Well, good evening. It's an honor and a pleasure to be out here to sort your guys' tail heifers here this evening. We got a really nice set of 5 here and really a nice set of 10. A really nice variation between all these heifers out here for some youngsters to get their hands on some projects here for this summer and next into the next winter showing these heifers. Let's give everybody a big round of applause, and we'll bring back these 5 to get you a grand in reserve.
All right, they've closed the gate. This is the next 10 coming out in the fancy heifers. If you're following along in your catalog, which starts on page 200, here's from your first poll. 11, 17, 19, 22, and 23X. So 11, 17, 19, 22, and 23X.
After a while, when we get these heifers in here on display, and encourage you guys to study your catalog. Some of these heifers can be registered, and take note, you know, the Main and Key Junior National is in Nebraska. So study your catalog and visit with the exhibitors when we let you come back in the ring here to look at these animals a little closer. And Angus, sorry, Jeremy. And that Angus Junior National is in Grand Island also. So a lot of registered cattle are going to sell here this evening. So like I say, study the catalog and visit with the consigners.
Another really nice set of 10 prospect heifers out here. We're going to go ahead and bring back these 5. Let's give everybody a big round of applause. A really nice variety in this second heat, too.
All right, coming back for that final drive, your tag numbers 5, 9, 16, 14, and 20. 5, 9, 16, 14, and 20.
We will bring our fancy heifers back in after we parade the steers. So fancy heifers, you'll come back in after we parade the steers. We got a lot of fun evening activities here at the Classic. We conclude our fancy heifer show. We'll do our steer parade, get our steers on display, get the heifers on display in here. Kit Held and the Ganuzzi team are going to be having a burger bash. They focus on building the next generation and was very excited to have some burgers for some families tonight, do our scholarship presentations, and start our sale here at 6:30 this evening. You know, Susan, we're just selecting our top 2. And again, lots of opportunities for these boys and girls to make their evaluation based on their own individual program, when their county fair is, if they want to go to some breed shows and all those things. And we just challenged Chisholm and Hannah to select us a top 2 and let the buyers make their choices later.
Yeah, and speaking of those guys, they're going to be back with us tomorrow as well for the junior show with the showmanship that's going to be underway.
Very excited to work with them tomorrow on showmanship. And, you know, Hannah's no stranger to these facilities. Hannah grew up in Buffalo County, showed very successfully here in 4-H, been involved in the National Hereford Board of Directors. She's traveled all across the nation showing Hereford cattle. So what an honor for us to have these 2 young people here to work with us at the Classic.
But you notice when I read the bio, she kind of left her stuff out.
She did, and she shouldn't have, because she's a very talented young lady.
Sounds like it.
Well, as we get out here to select you Grand and Reserve here in the Fancy Heifer Calf Show, we went ahead and placed them in order, starting from the bottom up. The young ladies' heifer is going to go ahead and win, and then the young man's heifer is going to go ahead and be reserve. I think it's very close between the 2, and that can be left in the buyer's hands here this evening, which one you prefer. It's just my preference here for the top 2, but you guys can make the call tonight. This is a really great program. I'd encourage you kids to get involved in it in terms of the scholarship program. The future and to these heifers is bright. Let's put your hands together for all these exhibitors, and good luck in the sale this evening.
Congratulations. We will dismiss all of our heifer exhibitors. Melina, why don't you go the backdrop? I believe you got a steer to come in, so you can wait. So guys, make sure you get some backdrop photos. And heifer exhibitors, when we're done parading the steers, we will set up some panels and get you in here on display. So just bear with us. We're going to roll right into bringing our steers in here, and we are going to bring them in lot 1 to 10 first. We're going to bring them to you in order so you guys can see them. So lots 1 to 10 will be coming in first. They'll make a couple laps, then we'll place them over on the panels. Then we'll bring in lot 11 to 19. Let them take a couple circles here so you can get a look. Place them, and then bring in our last 10. Take a couple circles, place them. Then the Classic board and our team will set up some panels. We'll bring the heifers back in, and then you guys can come in here and visit with the exhibitors.
So out of those fancy heifers, Ronette, number 3 was first. That was Riley Kosmicki with a key. And okay, I guess I'm going off the wrong. I was going off that number. Yeah.
Yep, your first place was Melina Lindstrom.
Must have been a different number.
Lot 5, Melina Lindstrom, lot 5. And you're exactly right, Susan. She is a registered Kiania maintainer heifer, and that junior national is in Grand Island as well. So make sure you visit with Melina on the opportunities with junior nationals. Then your reserve went to
lot 16, which is Croker Cattle, another polled commercial, and that was born the 1st of March. All right, it's time to bring in those steers and do their parade around. This is lot 1. If you're following along in your book, this is on page 211. This is Detlef's Angus Ranch, born February 23rd. It is a registered Angus. Lot number 2 comes from Bar S Cattle Company. This black key was born the 28th of March. And again, these can be found on page 211 with all the information. In the ring now will be number 4, coming from Wood Sisters. This key is black and white, born the 17th of May.
They did tell me this heifer can be registered, or the steer can be registered, Susan, lot 4, so it can be a registered key. And again, we've been talking about Key Junior Nationals. We did get a weight on all these steers, too. We'll announce all their weights from the block, and most of the extension offices do work with us on those.
That's good to know. Here is lot 5 coming in now. This is coming from Keller Cattle Company. This Hereford was born the 15th of March. Lot 6 comes from Rydell Cattle Company. This Hereford was born the 16th of March. You can find that information on page 212. It now is Keller Cattle Company, lot number 7. This Hereford, April 15th. Number 8 comes from BRL Livestock. This Hereford is an April 23rd steer. Entering the ring now is lot number 9 from R&R Cattle. Born the 1st of May, another Hereford coming into the show ring. And here comes from Bullis Creek Ranch. This is lot 10. This limousine is an April 22nd baby. And again, you will have the weights, Ronette, on all of these when they come into the sale ring up on the block later on this evening.
Again, in this group, we've got several registered steers. We've got the Angus, Main Key, we've got Herefords. So again, make sure you're keeping in mind all the opportunities on the papered steers. With the Herefords, remember their show will be right back here in June, and the Hereford Association has a futurity program where the steers purchased here or from their November sale are eligible for a show back, and they present $1,000 to that champion, $600 to the reserve, and then we've been talking about all the classic opportunities. We talked about Angus Junior National is in Grand Island, plus you can get in the Angus registered steer classes at your county fairs, state fairs, always good, Mains and Keys, so lots of opportunities.
And there's a lot of shows too, some national shows that are coming up in South Dakota as well, so not too far of a drive.
So we'll let you guys take one more circle, and then as you come back around, you'll go to your place on the panels. So go ahead and put those steers in motion and go back around to your place on the panels.
And if we can get the folks that are kind of standing by the panel areas, if we can get you to move so we have a space to tie the steers, please.
There's also a registered limousine steer in the ring, so my apologies. And the limousines do show at the Nebraska Junior Beef Expo that's held in Norfolk, I believe. So lots of opportunities with the registered limousine steer.
And that is lot 10, if you're wondering.
So guys, you're going to find the numbers. I think they start here on the north side, right in the corner. So unfortunately, fellas, you do got to move out of those panels. Those steers got to go right there on display. Once we get the steers on display, then you guys can sure come back in the ring and visit and look at the steers, but the breeders need to tie to those panels.
All right, we are ready for the next batch. We'll be starting, if you're following along in your catalog, we're on page 213. Entering now will be lot 11, Melina Lindstrom. This maintainer was born the 2nd of March. Immediately following her is lot 12. Coming from Open Box Diamond Cattlemen Services, this shorthorn was born April 4th. Should be coming in now, lot 13, coming in from Hogan. This Shorthorn Plus is a March 2nd baby. Another Shorthorn Plus set to enter the ring now. This will be lot 14, coming from Eisenhower Cattle Company. And March 15th on this black and white. We want you guys to stay in the ring. Melina, stay in the ring. You're going to do one more big parade in a minute. Entering now, this should be lot 15, another Shorthorn Plus, coming from Eisenhower Cattle Company. Born the 15th of April. Lot 16 comes from Fox Show Cattle. This fundamental Simmental is April 1st. In the ring now is lot 17 coming from Vales Cattle Company. This foundation Simmental is the 18th of April. Volish, excuse me. Is that 19 that's coming in? I can't tell the year tag. Is that 19? Thank you. R&R Cattle comes in now in lot 19. This AOB. Black and white is April 1st. All right, if you guys want to take them around in a big, we're going to bring one more in? All right. And this is lot number 20, Plock Show Cattle. This AOB is born May 28th. Oh, and he's a 3/8 Simmental. Melina, you can go ahead and start the big circle, and then you're actually the very first one on the panel. Give you guys another chance to watch them parade around in the circle before they get tied out. While they're parading around, Ronette, let's talk a little bit about how the sale's going to go this evening.
We're going to start, I tell you what, though, you can kind of start to smell some burgers grilling over there. Kit Held from Held and Ganuzzi team are going to be serving up some hamburgers on the north side of the ring. They'll do that at 6 o'clock. Once we get all of our steers parked, we will have our team build a row of panels here real quick. We'll get our fancy heifers back in here. We'll give the crowd time to come on in here and be able to look at the cattle, visit with the consigners, find something that might meet your county fair or what you have going on. And then tonight at 6 o'clock, like I say, we'll serve the burgers, get everybody gathered in front of the block. We're going to make some scholarship presentations. We've got junior division, intermediate division, senior division, all from a heifer division, steer division last year. Jackets we're going to present. Then right away at 6:30, we're going to start with the fancy heifers, roll right into the steers.
There you go. I think we are ready for our final group. Kathy, if you want to send the next group in.
We do want to encourage you, if you haven't registered for a buyer's number, our sales crew can take care of that. They're located right in the front concourse, so make sure you're getting registered for a buyer's number. If you had one yesterday, they are good today, so make sure you have a buyer's number for the sale.
All right, entering the ring now will be lot 21 on page 214 from EMS Enterprises. This crossbred is a January baby, January 10th on this black and white. In the ring now is lot number 22 coming from Painted Wolf Ranch, another crossbred born the 15th of February. Lot 24, also from EMS Enterprises. This crossbred is a March 2nd baby. You can find information on page 215. 25 will come from Looking Club Calves. This crossbred is March 6th. In the ring now, lot 28 coming from the Cattlemen Ranch. This crossbred is March 12th. Lot 30 coming in the ring now is a crossbred from Bullis Creek Ranch, March 25th. Now for 31, coming from Hogan, this crossbred is a April 13th baby. And our final prospect steer entering the ring comes from the Cattlemen Ranch LLC. This crossbred is April 20th.
Well, Susan, tomorrow night, again, we will, after showmanship tomorrow evening, we will have our classic heifer class. We talked about that, but we're going to have the classic steer class as well. So any boys and girls that buy these steers, you can show them tomorrow night. The champion classic steer will win the show box, as well as all of the kids that participate will receive prizes.
You know, that's what I really love is the focus that you guys take here at the Classic on those youth, from the programs that you run throughout the year to really showcasing them at the show at the winter edition.
The Classic Board has a strong passion to work to build the next generation, but also to provide more opportunities for our foundation cattlemen. And that's kind of, back to yesterday. We changed our schedule to better accommodate the foundation of the Classic, which is your seed stock, your guys bringing the bulls and the heifers and bred heifers. And now it's all about what we can do to help provide more opportunities to the next generation.
All right, lot 21 from EMS Enterprises. If you want to start the big parade circle, and then you can go off to your panel. And then just give us a few moments. We'll set up some more panels so we can have a place to bring those fancy heifers. Hey, gentlemen, over here by the gate. Cody and crew could, no, don't go anywhere. You guys, Cody and crew could use some help bringing some gates in. So if you guys could grab some gates and bring them in, we'll get them set up so the girls have a place to come in as well. Thank you.
Are they going to put up signs too, or no? Okay. Okay. Spread out, but have some order to it. Right. So we have 20 heifers. 10 on the north and 10 on the south.
You know what, we're waiting for the fences to be put up, and thank you again, gentlemen, for being so willing to help. While we're waiting for those fancy heifers to come in, let's give all these exhibitors a round of applause. They brought some beautiful fancy steers and fancy heifers tonight.
Thanks for helping, guys. You probably ought to be close. We only got 20 heads, so. Tee off the end here and.
Yep.
Thanks for helping, fellas. Make sure you girls tell Kathy you do have numbers. Looks like one right here.
So as our fancy heifers enter the ring, we do have lot numbers for them.
We did lay a few sale orders on the table, and again, if wait just 2 minutes and we'll get our heifers in. You're going to the steers, I know, so head on over there. Kathy, they are putting numbers on for you. 3's on this side, so tell them they can find their number on the panel. Get our heifers in here.
Before I leave and turn everything over to you at the big block, we got to give a shout out to your crew because they do not get enough kudos throughout the day. I mean, they've been here since last week and even before that, getting everything set up.
They are, and you know what? Most of them are busy dumping manure carts, moving panels, and doing a lot of things. And I know there's not very many of you in here, but will you do me a favor and give all these guys a big round of applause? Well, thanks, Susan, and we'll see you right back here in the morning, bright and early. We're going to start showmanship at 8 o'clock, so we got a big day tomorrow.
Sounds good. And for everybody out here, bid high, bid often. Let's make some happy kids tonight.
Well, it looks like our heifers are in here, so you guys can come on in the ring, grab your sale orders are laying right here on the table, guys. So feel free to come on in, visit with the exhibitors. We're missing a couple, so we'll get them back in the barn. Again, we'll have the weights on the steers at the auction block, and we've done a pretty good job about talking about each lot here this evening as we've done this parade. So when we start our sale this evening, we'll probably have a nice snappy sale. Like I say, you've all heard what's in here, birth dates, study your catalog, check out if they're registered or not. You know, Jeremy, we're going to have a little fun. We got Kit Held, and the Ganussi team is going to be serving some burgers. We've got our scholarship presentation, and we're going to team up with the Kearney FFA tonight. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going to happen on the south side of the ring?
Well, once Kearney gets the dirt marked out, we're going to have a game of cow poop bingo. They'll have squares marked out, and you'll have the chance to buy a square wherever you think that heifer will do her business with a split pot. So there will be a table set up, and please help out the Kearney FFA and buy a square or two.
And
more.
if I remember correctly, last year it was $1,000 that somebody walked away, and I think they donated it back to the FFA chapter. But come have a little fun with us, and again, a fun evening for the entire family. Well, feel free to visit with the consigners, and I think Kit Held and the Ganuzzi team are just about ready. They're going to start serving some hamburgers over there. And so if you're looking for a hamburger, I know the numbers are limited, so hamburgers over there by Kit Held in the Ganuzzi aisle. They got bottles of water, chips, candy bars, all kinds of goodies. And we'll get our scholarship participants from last year to come on up to the sale block.